All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking what I like to call a true geographical and historical paradox. We're looking at a massive, ancient country, honestly a living archive of human history, that somehow remains a total hidden secret to so many people around the world. It's a nation defined by its resilience, its deep cultural roots, and just absolutely breathtaking contrasts.
Okay, let's dive into this. It's almost hard to believe, right? We are talking about Algeria, a country 3.5 times the size of Texas. For the longest time, it felt like this secret garden, a place tucked away behind the veil of its own incredibly complex history. But today, Algeria is really opening its doors, revealing these rich, interwoven layers of civilization that are just waiting to be explored.
To really wrap your head around Algeria, you first have to understand its physical extremes. I mean, in less than a single day, the scenery can shift dramatically. Up in the north, you've got the snowy peaks of Treya National Park, complete with ancient Atlas cedars and wild Barbary macaques swinging through the trees. But travel south, and you hit the Sahara. It covers a whopping 80% of the landmass. Surface temperatures regularly shoot past 50 degrees Celsius, and you'll find sand dunes rising as high as 180 meters. These literal layers of Earth completely set the stage for everything that follows.
So that brings us to Section 1, the giant's hidden roots.
The human story here doesn't just go back centuries. It goes back to the actual dawn of humanity. Archaeologists have uncovered stone tools here dating back 1.8 million years. Geographically, Algeria is basically split into 3 distinct zones. First, you have the Tell, which is this fertile coastal strip up north where the Mediterranean crashes against the shore. That's where about 90% of the population lives today. Then you've got the high plateaus, a semi-arid grazing land. And finally, the massive Sahara. It was across these wildly diverse terrains that the indigenous Berber people rooted themselves over 5,000 years ago. In fact, if you go deep into the Sahara, you can still find 12,000-year-old cave paintings carved right into sandstone cliffs. It's a gorgeous testament to these ancient beginnings.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how author Albert Camus once described the coastal ruins of Tipasa. He wrote, "History feels less like a timeline and more like sediment." And honestly, that captures the absolute essence of Algeria perfectly. You don't read its history from left to right like a normal timeline, you read it from top to bottom, layer by layer, stone upon stone.
Which leads us right into Section 2, Layers of Conquering Empires.
Because of its prime real estate right along the Mediterranean and the vital trans-Saharan trade routes, pretty much every major power in history wanted a piece of this landscape. Starting from those deep Berber roots, we see a rapid-fire succession of arrivals. You had Phoenician and Carthaginian traders setting up coastal bases. Then the Romans rolled in and built over 500 cities. In 647 AD, a massive cultural shift happened when Arab forces arrived, bringing Islam and the Arabic language to the region. By 1516, the Ottomans had set up the very powerful Regency of Algiers. And then, in 1830, French colonial rule took hold. Every single one of these eras left a permanent, undeniable mark on the country. And the wild part is, you can literally read this timeline just by walking down the street. Look at the Romans in cities like Timgad. They built with these ultra-precise intersecting military grids that somehow survive to this day. Then you've got the Ottoman era, which is perfectly preserved in palaces like Dar Aziza, with beautiful Moorish arches and central courtyards. Fast forward to the French era, and suddenly you have these wide European-style boulevards intersecting with those older Arab and Ottoman layouts in cities like Oran and Algiers. The cities themselves are basically giant historical collages.
All right, Section 3, the Crucible of Independence.
Now, to really understand modern Algeria, we absolutely have to look at its defining modern era. The French colonial period lasted 132 years, and unlike a lot of other territories, Algeria was legally treated as an integral part of France itself. So reclaiming their sovereignty was an immensely heavy, difficult struggle. 1.5 million. According to historical records, that is the staggering number of lives lost over those 132 years of occupation, culminating in the intense 7.5-year War of Independence that kicked off in 1954. It stands as one of the longest and most intense anti-colonial movements of the 20th century.
And during that war, the very architecture of the cities became a literal tool of resistance. Take the Kasbah of Algiers. Built on a steep hillside, it is this incredible labyrinth of narrow winding passageways and super tightly stacked homes. During the fight for independence, local fighters used this chaotic layout to their total advantage. They could move across entire city blocks, unseen and unheard, just by navigating the rooftops. The entire neighborhood effectively functioned as a hidden fortress.
The triumphant end of that struggle is captured perfectly by Makam Ekashid. Built in 1982, which was exactly 20 years after independence was finally achieved in 1962, this towering 92-meter monument features 3 massive concrete palm fronds supporting one another. It beautifully symbolizes the unity of the Algerian people. And what's really powerful is that it was constructed on the exact site of a former colonial military base. It's a literal architectural reclamation of their identity.
Let's shift gears a bit. Section 4, Hospitality, Couscous, and Culture.
Emerging from all that heavy, layered history, Algeria's cultural evolution is so deeply tied to its social traditions. It's truly fascinating how such a turbulent past has forged a social fabric completely anchored in warmth and community. It's this vibrant blend of Berber, Arab, Ottoman, and French influences all mixed together. For instance, if you meet someone, expect a very elaborate greeting where they'll ask about your health, your family, your work, and then there's the food. Couscous isn't just the national dish here. It's a vital part of their social identity. It's a communal experience of sharing, usually served up with rich lamb and vegetables. Add to that the sensory magic of Ramadan nights, the incredible smell of shorba soup filling the air, alongside sweet, honey-drizzled makrout pastries. Despite everything this country has been through, hospitality remains the absolute, undisputed bedrock of Algerian life.
Now for the soundtrack. Section 5, The Rhythm of Ra'i.
All of this cultural synthesis naturally spilled over into the music of the country. Music here isn't just background entertainment, it's a living, breathing reflection of Algeria's historical evolution and shifting identity. Think about the port city of Oran. It's a place that's been conquered time and time again, heavily layered with Spanish, Ottoman, and French architecture, a place that really insists on historical continuity. Yet it was right here in Oran that an entirely new, electrifying sound was born. Why? Well, because the youth needed a brand new voice to bridge their ancient roots with the modern world.
And this brilliantly illustrates our answer: Rai music. Originating in Oran, it fuses these deep, traditional Bedouin and Berber musical elements with modern pop beats and heavy synthesizers. It is honestly the perfect musical metaphor for Algeria itself, taking the deep sediment of the past and completely electrifying it for a new generation.
Bringing it to today, Section 6, The Modern Digital Generation. If you're still picturing Algeria as just ancient ruins and endless sand dunes, well, prepare to be surprised. This country is sprinting toward the future. A massive 60% of the Algerian population is under 30 years old. That is a massive youth bulge, and it's entirely reshaping the nation as we speak. We're looking at a highly connected digital generation that's driving the culture forward on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. They are seamlessly mixing their traditional markets with this intense, fast-paced interest in AI tools and online businesses.
And what's incredibly powerful is the role women are playing in this massive modern shift. While it definitely remains a conservative society in some respects, women now make up 65% of all university graduates. They absolutely dominate the legal field, accounting for 70% of the country's lawyers, and they are a huge force in STEM, representing nearly 50% of all engineering graduates. Make no mistake, they are undeniably driving modern Algerian society forward.
Economically, the whole landscape is transforming too. Yes, it holds the 10th largest natural gas reserves globally. That's huge, but it's not just resting on its laurels there. Algeria is diversifying fast, with massive mining investments like the Gare Jabalet project, and they're making a really hard pivot toward green hydrogen. The result of all this hustle? In 2024, the World Bank officially reclassified Algeria as an upper middle income nation. They're cleverly leveraging their vast geography to fund a diversified, high-tech future.
So as we wrap up this explainer, the core takeaway is really this: Algeria is a true masterpiece of resilience. It is a nation that fiercely honors the sediment of its ancient past, from those 1.8 million-year-old stone tools all the way to Roman grids and Ottoman palaces, while simultaneously and enthusiastically sprinting toward a green energy digital tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you with this question to ponder. Which layer of this massive, hidden giant do you want to uncover first? Will it be the ancient ruins of Tipasa, sharing a massive plate of couscous with friends, or feeling the modern pulse of its digital youth? The doors are officially open. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep exploring.